Hey guys, Sublord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be continuing our looks at the Mythic Legion's All-Stars 6+ wave with Sir Enoch and Deacon, the Templar Night Horse, who come with a metric butt ton of stuff. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look, see what all these guys have to offer in terms of accessories. Before I do that, though, this of course is brought to us by the fine folks over at Horsemen Studios. Haha! Thought I would forget, didn't you? You are wrong, sir. So why don't we take a look, see at Deacon's accessories first, starting off with, well, his actual head. This one, yeah, I swapped the skeleton head from the Necronominous wave on there. I believe that came with Bishop Sir Gideon Heavensbrand's horse, so that's why this one is not attached. I will say, getting these like face helmet things on is a pain right in the nads. Like, this one wasn't too bad, but this one I actually unglued the strap that goes under the chin here. So I'll just have to have the old man glue that back on, but still kind of annoying. There's no real way to pop those off without ungluing that. Even with heat, it just comes unglued anyways. We do get this really cool flag with the Aetheron kind of eagle on it. I have it kind of wrinkled up here, but the same logo is on the skirts. We'll look at that in a minute. But very, very cool. The, what's his name? Oh gosh. Thrasis the First Risen, we looked at the other day. He comes with a very similar flag with a Necronominous logo on it, so I guess that's to combat him, in a sense. We also get a freaking wired blanket, I guess. Not entirely sure what this is, but you could put it on the saddle if you want. I had a hard time getting him to sit on that with that on there, so I just took it off. And then we also get a sword and a shield, which I might use with another skeleton at some point, because they do match. So some food for thought there. Maybe if I get another Maxilius and strip him down completely, I will do that. That is something I would like to do. And then we have the mane and the toupee for the horse. And truth be told, I found this in like the trash from the packaging, so I almost lost the toupee, but I wasn't planning on using it, so would it have been that big a deal? I don't know, probably. But as far as Enoch's accessories go, he's got a metric butt load. So he's got a pair of grip hands with the wrong hinges for holding stuff. I'm just going to set stuff over on this side. Usually put it back where I grabbed it, but not today. We got a pair of fist hands. We got a pair of open hands that are still kind of closed, almost grasping, or turn your head and cough hands. Oh yeah! We also got a pair of straight up open hands. More open than the last pair. We have an alternate neck, which is more skin color, so you can swap that on if you want. We got the back adapters, all three of them, in case you want to give him wings or something. Make him an angel knight, that'd be kind of neat. We have a alternate helmeted head. This is just a straight up Templar helmet. This is nothing new, but you can pop the wings off the side here. Can be easier said than done sometimes. And then we also have alternate wings you could put in here. These are more like the horn-shaped things, so you can pop that one in. Pop this one in. And just with this guy alone, you pretty much get 3 different looks. You can have a Templar like this, and a Templar with the wings, and then Enoch with his cape. And have a grand old time. Bumping the camera there. We have the shield with the shield clip. This is a smaller shield. Works better for the horse, really. I use the handle, but you can use the clip if you want. Personally, I think the clip works better with Elijah because his shield is longer. We first saw that shield with Sir Adalric in Necronominus. We also get this little dagger in sheath. Pops out. That's cool. Let's get this sword in a scabbard. The sword, of course, pops out. The scabbard has the little clip there. Which I don't remember. I don't think Elijah came with this type of sword with the clip. I think it just had the scabbard. And just said to heck with it. And then we also get what I think is a mace, and you can actually pop the end off of this. Much like Scally Bone Splitter's hammer from, I want to say yesterday. This is going up in the order I think it is. And you can interchange those pieces. Again, this is stuff that was introduced in Necro, but is being reused here, because this wave was being tooled at the same time. And that, folks, is all the accessories you get for $37. So, anyone know why this asshole is $50 again? No? Okay. But, moving on from that, we're going to move Sir Enoch out of the way here, so we can look at this frickin' horse. Because this horse is something else. I will tell you, I did have to kind of adjust the soft goods. I had to pop them apart. So I had to pop the saddle off, had to pop his neck off, had to pop all this extra crap off, and kind of tuck the soft goods into the neck to get them to sit right. They're still not exactly straight, but they were pretty crooked out of package. Thankfully, after doing that, they're straight enough for me. Looking at the other side, you can see he's got 2 more loops to hold stuff. He's got this big armor plate on his neck. I know the skeleton head doesn't work the best with this horse in particular because of the brown and the skull, but you know what, I don't care. Worst case scenario, I might see if I can't get a bishop neck to put on there, and then I'll be good to go because it'll blend in with his skirts. It'll just look like a ghost or something. Which, speaking of ghosts, when the 4 Horsemen first showed this guy, he had red crosses on the skirts instead of the Etheron logo. And that was a little, we'll say, risque for some folks. And they decided to swap that out. I don't mind the change, really, but I would have liked those other skirts, maybe. Just as an option. You know, they were already made, so it kind of feels like it was a waste. But, yeah, none of that. And no, I think there was a hood piece. Like a cloth hood piece that went over the neck here. Which would have worked better with the skull head, to be honest with you. But I do like the armor. It looks good like this, but, you know, I would like those extra parts at some point. Possibly as some add-on kit, but I kind of doubt they're going to release them because, yeah, people did kind of think this horse looked like it belonged to the clan. So, probably a good idea on their part to fix that. But, yeah, really cool. I mean, this is the skeleton head from Bishop, but I love the way this looks. And not for nothing, if you didn't think I came prepared for Sir Enoch's transformation, you would be wrong. And for nothing, I don't think I showed how to do this in the Necronominus reviews. So what I tend to do is get underneath the chin here, kind of work this out. That's what she said. Just kind of pop it out like that. And then we can swap in this skull face plate, courtesy of my good buddy Patrick Boyle, who knew I was going to do this, because he's my homie, and we've been BSing about this line for years now. But there you go. Now you got Skeleton Templar with a Skeleton Templar horse. What more could you possibly ask for? Wired soft goods? He's got that too. Look at that. He's got wired cape. He's got a chain across his neck. I guess he's trying to show off the Flava Flav, or one of those hip-hop artists from the mid-90s. Excuse me. He's got some belts. He's got one going across his chest here. And then he's got this one, which has a loop-de-loop, so you could put something in there. I tend to put the dagger in there. But yeah, Valiant Knight parts with some Sir Gideon Heaven's Brand parts thrown in there, like these wings on the boots. But, gee whiz. This is such a good figure, it's not even funny. If you want a knight from this line, I would say this guy or Gideon are the ones to get. Honestly. I think he's got the wings on the gauntlets too, but don't quote me on that. But, yeah, this guy is freaking sick. Easily one of the best Templars, if not the best Templar. I still like Sir Elijah for being a little more basic and probably more fun to mess with, but as far as display goes, this guy takes the cake. But as far as articulation goes, his head will look side to side. He's got the disc hinge, so he can look up and down, no problem. That's good. He's got tilt. I tend to lean the head a little forward, like that. Makes him a little more aggressive. To me, anyways. The pauldrons will move up a little bit, but not a ton. This cape's going to get in the way, too, but the shoulders can go up about yay far, where you really start pushing it. I wouldn't push it further than that, though. You don't want to stretch this chain out. You don't want to snap this chain off the soft goods. I would not recommend that. No, 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 no. You know, as long as this is up here, maybe I can push it a little more. That's safe. Yeah, can't really get up more than that. With the cape, without the cape, you can probably do more. You can rotate forward and back. He's got single elbow. That works good. He's got rotation in the elbow with a swivel in the gauntlets. Swivel hinge wrists with the appropriate hinge for holding stuff. Thank you. Ball jointed waist that will crunch that far back. This far forward. He's got the nice Templar Knight tunic going on there. Popping his arm out. You can kick the leg out to the side about this far. Back down. Kick forward and back just fine. He's got a thigh cut. He's got a single jointed knee. He's got a swivel in the knee, or below the knee. He's got a ball hinge ankle that will rotate, hinge, and pivot. And of course, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. But what a sick figure, man. Hands down, top, probably, I'm not going to say 5, but top 10 Legions for sure this year. If this guy is not in there, I'd be very surprised. He is a very nice figure. Gives Gideon a run for his money, which is kind of difficult to do considering how gorgeous that figure looks, but this guy is freaking awesome. This is some straight up like Deliverance, Weapons of Our Warfare shiznit right here. I love this figure. This figure is awesome, and the skull head makes him even better. To me, anyways. Granted, that's an extra piece I got from a friend, but these face plates are probably a dime a dozen, especially if somebody's not using them. I imagine a guy like Joe Russo, who loves his knights from the Mythic Enablers podcast, probably has a lot of these face plates left over because he's not the biggest skeleton guy. Not sure how I feel about that, but it is what it is. Different strokes for different folks. That's all there is to it. There's something for everybody in this line, people. It's alright to like different stuff. Personally, though, I like the skeletons, so I kill a lot of knights. But if I can adjust this camera to look right here. There we go. We can bring in our 2 regulars. Brother Mandibulith. He's probably killed his fair share of knights, too. Right there. And the infamous 11th Spawn, who, as usual, of course, towers over everyone. We can now move on and wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the chin strap coming unglued for Deacon's helmet there, yeah, I really have no complaints when it comes to either Deacon or Sir Enoch here, because in my opinion, next to the likes of maybe Sir Gideon from the Necronominous wave, Enoch is one of the knight figures to have from Mythic Legions at this point. He is that good. And Deacon, if you missed out on Balius, you could totally turn him into Balius, or if you're like me and already have Balius, you can keep him as a mighty Templar Knight horse, minus the racist robes he was initially teased with. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.